Chancellor Carter. Candidates for the baccalaureate degree program from the College of Arts and Sciences, the School of Business, the School of Education, and the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies program have now assembled for the 2015 Spring Commencement exercises.
Thank you, Dr. Mangini. Please remain standing for the invocation by Dr. David Nickel.
Let us be in an attitude of prayer. Spirit of knowledge and truth, we gratefully acknowledge your presence with us on this wonderful day, a day of transition and a day of transformation. And we acknowledge that you have been with us each and every step of the way. We now give thanks for the accomplishments of our graduates, especially for the knowledge and wisdom they have acquired, for questions they have asked, and for answers they have found, and for questions they are still pursuing. We give thanks for those who have taught and worked beside them, and all who have supported them along the way. We give thanks for deep friendships that have been forged here and hopefully will endure. Remove from our graduates undue anxiety about the future and any confusion of purpose. Grant to them a commitment to justice and to the common good as our graduates commence new adventures. Bless this moment and bless these lives that we have shared and the lives we begin today. Source of light and life. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Nickel. Please stand and join in the singing of the national anthem led by the Pembroke Singers. Thank you, Dr. Kim. Please take your seats. Graduates and honored guests, I am pleased to welcome you this morning to the commencement ceremony of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke's College of Arts and Sciences, School of Business, School of Education, and Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies program. You graduates know what an important occasion this is, and we could not agree more. Many representatives from throughout the university community, including faculty and staff members, trustees of the university, and special guests, are here today to witness your commencement and to celebrate accomplishments and perhaps offer a little advice along the way. I would like to recognize members of the platform party who are here to support your achievement, but will not be speaking in this morning's ceremony. I will ask each to please stand and remain standing and be recognized as their names are called. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Members of the UNCP Board of Trustees are represented today by Mr. Don Metzger and Mr. Dwight Pearson. Senior administrators of the university, Dr. Richard Cosentino, Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration, Ms. Wendy Lowry, Vice Chancellor for Advancement, Dr. John Jones, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Mr. Dan Kinney, Chief of Staff, Mr. Joshua Malcolm, General Counsel, Dr. Meredith Storms, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. John Parnell, Dean of the School of Business, Dr. Karen Stanley, Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Mark Milowitz, Dean of the Esther G. Maynor Honors College, Ms. Susan Witt, Dean of the Library, Dr. Rebecca Bullard-Dillard, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies and Research, Ms. Sharon Kissick, Registrar, and last but not least, Dr. Melissa Schaub, Associate Vice Chancellor for Enrollment. Let's give them a round of applause. I now ask the faculty to please rise. They're over to my left. Please rise, faculty. These are the folks, and some in front of me, these are the folks that certainly have shepherded you through these last 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 years, however long it's taken you to get here. And I think you know how hard and how dedicated they work for you. Let's show them our appreciation. Thank you, faculty. Every commencement is exceptional, but today's event is especially noteworthy for several reasons. The word commencement itself marks the moment when a person steps out of one world into another, a sort of crossing over, like you did coming across the bridge. There are several crossing over stories happening today that I want to bring your attention to. Most of you know we started a tradition leading the freshman class north across the bridge to symbolize their entry into the university. During the spring commencement, seniors marched south across the bridge to symbolize your exit. How many of you came to UNC Pembroke in the fall of 2011 as freshmen? Let's see your hands. All right. 4 years ago, you participated in the first ever Brave Walk going north into the university. Sarah and I led you north to convocation. And today, you are departing the university by crossing back over that same bridge to this ceremony. You are the first class to complete the cycle, crossing the bridge as freshmen and as seniors. And you're the only class that can ever make that claim. It is a memory that I hope you cherish. When we take important steps in our lives, when we cross over, it's truly special to have someone with you as a part of that journey. Today, 2 of our graduates are taking their big step together. Jennifer and Nikita Schupert are a mother and daughter who are graduating together today. They are a great example. Would you please stand? There they are. They are a great example of how we never stop crossing bridges, and it shows that we never quit depending on our moms. Several people in the audience today are celebrating birthdays, including Jonathan Dent, Elizabeth White, Jonathan Parker, and Wendy Ross, and I would be remiss if I didn't say my wife, Sarah. Would you all stand, please? Happy birthday. And finally, as some of you know, today is a crossing over for me as well. I'm graduating. I had a goal to get through commencement without doing that, so I haven't accomplished that goal. But I'm graduating too. I'm retiring at the end of June, and Sarah and I start a new phase in our lives. And we will leave this place with great memories and a little sadness, but we'll remember all of you. So thank you for those memories. There are a number of people here today. There are several people who wish to acknowledge your commencement and bring greetings to you on this important day. I now invite Dr. Wiley Barrett, Chair of the Board of Trustees here at UNC Pembroke, Dr. Scott Hicks, Chair of the Faculty Senate, and B.K. Kassah, President of the Student Government Association, to bring greetings.
Good morning. Wow, what a great view. I hope all of y'all could come up here and just see this is wonderful. It is my pleasure on behalf of the Board of Trustees to welcome parents, alumni, staff, families, and friends to this celebration of the 2015 graduates. Graduation Day is an occasion to reflect on the memories you made and experiences you've had here at UNC Pembroke during the years. But even people like me come back and reflect, because it was 50 years ago this summer that I showed up on this campus, and we graduated in a parking lot over here with metal chairs. And I know you won't remember a lot that happens today, but I can remember Dr. Leo Jenkins, who was Chancellor at East Carolina University, was our speaker, and he talked to us about setting goals when you get out of school. And then he told a great little story about the boy in Africa who was walking across the field, and a tiger was after him, and in the distance he saw a single tree with a limb very high. But as that lion started after him, or tiger, whichever, and he saw that limb, his goal was to grab that limb, and that was an awful high goal. But he ran and he ran and he jumped, and he missed. But he caught it on the way back down. So set those goals high when you get out of here, and congratulations.
On behalf of the faculty at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, I bring my congratulations to you, our university's newest graduates. It's been our pleasure and honor to teach you. We hope that we have challenged you with tough questions, and we hope that you will take your answers with you beyond this campus. We hope, too, that we have helped you accomplish things that you did not know you could do, and we hope that you will inspire others to make our world a better place for all of us. With these hopes, then, we are joyful to be here with you today, celebrating your graduation, for your accomplishment is well earned. We applaud you. We thank your family and friends for supporting you, and even as you leave this campus, and no matter where life takes you, and we do hope it brings you back to come to see us, for cultural events, for continuing education, to mentor a future graduate, to come to a game, we implore you to keep questioning, learning, critiquing, creating, and always paying forward the education you've gained here at UNC Pembroke. Put simply, my colleagues and I congratulate you, and we wish you the best in every chapter of life. Thank you.
Good morning. Graduating class of 2015. I would like to bring greetings on behalf of the Student Government Association and the University of North Carolina at Pembroke. This is a memorable moment, not just for the graduating class of spring 2015, but also for the parents that are gathered here today, especially the mothers for receiving the best early Mother's Day gift ever. So congratulations. Graduation is one of those steps in life that defines the coming of age. The ending of one era of life as a student and moving on to a new stage in which you are a leader, a doer, and an achiever in a wider world. I'm sure many of you have grad school, career plans, or have a pretty good idea of what you want to do next. And some of you are just amazed that you got to this graduation point at all. But you all are here on this beautiful day, and as you move forward with your life, one thing I would say to you is, no matter what you decide on doing, mistakes are going to happen. Problems are going to arise. But just as problems occur, solutions are found. So take more risks and reach far past your potential, because as long as your desire to explore is greater than your desire to not screw up, you're on the right track. So congratulations, Brianna Ferguson, Lester Arnold, Deltas, Alphas, Zetas, AKAs, and the rest of the graduating class of Spring 2015. On the job well done.
Thank you, BK, Dr. Barrett, and Dr. Hicks. We have a special award ceremony to bestow today, and I invite Mr. Dick Taylor to the podium. Dr. Taylor and his wife, Lenore, are great supporters of the university. Mr. Taylor has served on our Board of Trustees, and he is currently on the Board of Governors, and he is here today to present an award from the Board of Governors to one of our faculty. Mr. Taylor.
Thank you. Good morning. On behalf of the entire University of North Carolina Board of Governors, the UNC President Tom Ross, it's my great pleasure to bring greetings to today's graduates, their families, to this university's distinguished faculty, staff, alumni, Board of Trustees, Chancellor Carter, and members of the platform party. It's especially makes me feel very good today. I don't know exactly how to say it, but I spent 8 years on the Board of Trustees here at the university, thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it, and I had the pleasure of being on the Board of Governors for the last 4. So in those 12 years, I have been to over 25 graduations, and I have enjoyed every one of them, and it just makes me so happy to look out there and see so many of you. And I hope that you get to think the same thing I did. I got an invitation from Chapel Hill to go back for graduation this weekend, and it would be my 65th anniversary of graduation. So I hope you can all look out and look back 65 years from now and say, hey, that was fun. But graduates, congratulations. We're here to celebrate you and your accomplishments. The experiences learned during your time at this fine institution will resonate throughout your lives. Your education at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke has provided you the knowledge and skills you will need to achieve success in these ever-changing, complex times. And wherever and whatever your future endeavors may be, we encourage you to stay connected with this wonderful university. You deserve to celebrate, but it is also important to acknowledge the contributions of the faculty and staff of UNC Pembroke, especially those teachers who have helped, encouraged, and provided you the proper guidance to succeed. There are a number of faculty members on this campus who exemplify outstanding teaching. Today, I want to recognize one of them. It is my privilege to present this year's Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching to one of the most outstanding faculty members. Established by the Board of Governors in 1994 to underscore the importance of teaching and to reward great teachers across the university, the rewards are given annually to a tenured faculty member from each of these 16 university campuses, and are selected by the Board of Governors Committee on Personnel and Tenure. This year's recipient from UNCP is Dr. Siva, I knew it, Mangini. My wife told me I was going to do that. She jinxed me. Would Chancellor Carter and Dr. Mangini please come forward? Over the course of his 19 years career here at the Chemistry and Physics Department, Dr. Mangini has established a stellar reputation in the realms of teaching and service to our students. Dr. Mangini's teaching philosophy derives from a belief that education should be accessible to all, and motivation will bring out achievement from each and every student. His courses employ many hands-on examples to illustrate concepts, especially in introductory chemistry courses. In his words, he brings the subject alive for students by emphasizing the application of chemistry beyond the lab and classroom to non-academic activities. He believes in instilling curiosity by relating material to concrete goals, and is thereby able to reach the most reluctant learner, people like me, and replace apprehension with competence. Dr. Mangini has established himself as one of the finest educators on the University of North Carolina at Pembroke campus. His unique talent for teaching is complemented by deep commitment to engaging students in research. In one recommendation letter, a colleague mentioned that Dr. Mangini's students are keenly aware of his dedication and skill, and this awareness provides an additional motivation for their learning that perfectly complements the talents of the professor. Another colleague writes that he is a dynamic and powerful communicator who possesses the gift of being able to make complex subjects like chemistry understandable and pertinent to real life. Similarly, a student notes that Dr. Mangini's enthusiasm, passion, and dedication for teaching and mentoring students is the reason I became a chemistry major. He was there for students 24/7. There was never a bad time to ask Dr. Mangini a question. Another student mentions that from keeping his door open for students, it's clear that Dr. Mangini is truly a professor that cares. Under Dr. Mangini's guidance, I was granted the opportunity to conduct research in microgravity with NASA, graduate with honors, and apply to the many competitive PA programs across the nation. That's just one of the students' comments. These statements are just a small sampling of the endorsement that Dr. Mangini receives from his colleagues and students. In reading his letters of support, it was difficult to imagine that they addressed only one person. In short, Dr. Mangini embodies every trait that defines an exceptional teacher, and the Faculty Awards Committee believes that there are none more deserving of this award than Dr. Mangini. Dr. Mangini received his B.Tech certificate of graduation from the University in Madras. He got his master's from Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. He got another master's in engineering from the University of Toronto, Canada, and a PhD in biological engineering from the University of Technology in France. Prior to joining our faculty, Dr. Mangini worked in industry as a project executive and in academia as a postdoc. He was a recipient of the 2006 UNCP Outstanding Teaching Award. Dr. Mangini, we celebrate your outstanding professional achievement and salute your demonstrated commitment to great teaching and inspiring a new generation of learners. In honoring you, we acknowledge the more than 14,000 dedicated faculty members who teach over 220,000 students throughout the University of North Carolina. And with that, I would like to present this to Dr. Mangini. Congratulations. Now, he not only gets the medallion, which is a beautiful medallion. I hope that many of you will come up to him, congratulate him, and look at the wonderful award he got. But there's also one other thing that he gets, and that's this little piece of paper right here. The Board of Governors this year increased the stipend by 25%. So it really makes it well worth working hard as he has done to receive this check in the amount of $12,500. Thank you. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you.
If you don't know Dr. Mangini, you should. He is not only a great teacher, but very humble and is always showing appreciation to others. and I think he's just an outstanding faculty member. Thank you again. And now I invite Dr. Scott Hicks to the podium to introduce today's speaker.
It is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Mr. Moore. Wes Moore is the best-selling author of The Other Wes Moore, One Name, Two Fates, which the University of North Carolina at Pembroke adopted as its common read for incoming first-year students in 2014. When it was published in 2011, Moore's book catapulted on the New York Times bestseller list and onto the common reading list of numerous colleges and universities. The author quickly became a much-respected speaker and is currently host of Beyond Belief on the Oprah Winfrey Network. His occupations are listed as social entrepreneur, author, soldier, public speaker, and youth advocate. The path Moore took is not a straight line. After failing in private school, he graduated from Valley Forge Military Academy and College as a regimental commander and class president. A 2001 Phi Beta Kappa graduate of Johns Hopkins University, he earned a Master of Letters in International Relations from the University of Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar. As Moore prepared to begin his studies at Oxford University, he became aware of another man with the same name who had grown up in the same Baltimore neighborhood. The day his hometown newspaper ran the story about Wes Moore, the Rhodes Scholar, they ran a story about the other Wes Moore who was convicted of murder. Wes Moore, the scholar, mailed a letter to the other Wes Moore in prison, and the two began a 10-year conversation. It was a journey of discovery for the author. Wes Moore was very busy in that decade. In 2005-2006, Captain Moore served with the 1st Brigade of the 82nd Airborne in Afghanistan, where he helped to manage the Afghan Reconciliation Program, and he served as a White House Fellow from 2006 to 2007 as a Special Assistant to Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. After government service, Moore worked for Citibank and Alternative Investments, and he remains active with veteran organizations, his former prep school, and university. At Johns Hopkins, he founded STAND to help youth involved with the criminal justice system. In 2008, Moore was a featured speaker at the Democratic National Convention, and since the publication of The Other Wes Moore, Moore has had 2 other books published, titled Discovering Wes Moore and The Work, My Search for a Life That Matters. He is committed to helping young people redirect their lives and supporting the parents, teachers, mentors, and volunteers who care for and work with our nation's youth. He lives with his wife Dawn and his daughter in New York, and it is our distinct pleasure today to hear from him, to have him on this stage, and I invite you to enjoy a wonderful and moving speech. Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Bless you and good morning. It is an honor to be here, Dr. Hicks. Thank you so much for the introduction, and Chancellor Carter, thank you for the invitation and for your leadership. And we wish you not just all joy, but the best of luck in your new chapter as well. To all the faculty, congratulations on what you've done, on your hard work, and a culmination of that hard work. To all the parents, congratulations on the completion of an amazing journey. And I say to all the mothers, an early Happy Mother's Day. You're very welcome. To all the fathers, a very, very early Happy Father's Day. And to all the graduates, we're here because of you. We're here to celebrate your hard work. We're here to say we're thankful for everything that you've done. And we're here to say that we wish you the best of luck in everything that you're going to do going forward. I've actually been preparing for this for a couple weeks, and I was talking with a buddy of mine, actually one of my old squad leaders, who's actually up in Fayetteville, so I gave him a call with the 82nd. So I gave him a call and said, hey, I'm coming back to the area, and I told him I'm coming up to UNCP. He's like, that's great. And I was like, all right, so what should I talk about with the graduates? And he said to me, he's like, well, do you remember your college graduation? And I said, yeah. And he said, what do you remember about what the speaker said to you? And I thought about it, and I paused, and I said, I remember he spoke way too long. And Sergeant Johnson said, well, there you go. So on behalf of Sergeant Johnson, you're welcome, because I will keep the remarks relatively short. But there are a couple things that I did want to share today. And the basic idea is this, is every single one of you are going to graduate with your degrees from your respective colleges, and you all should be incredibly proud of the hard work that you put into you now getting those degrees from those schools and receiving your degrees in your respective programs. But I'm going to be very honest with you. I graduated from undergrad now 13 years ago, and nobody ever anymore asks me, so Wes, what did you major in college? I graduated with my undergrad degree 13 years ago, and no one anymore ever asks me, so Wes, how did you do on a certain test? Or Wes, remember that paper that you turned in on April 15th of 2002, how'd that paper go? Because those questions are going to fade. Those questions will lose resonance. Those questions will lose importance. The question that will never fade, though, is who did you choose to fight for? Who did you choose to stand up for when it wasn't easy? Who did you choose to advocate for when it wasn't convenient? Who did you choose to stand shoulder to shoulder with when it was just you two standing there? But you did it because it was the right thing to do. You know, when I first wrote the book that Dr. Hicks was talking about, The Other Wes Moore, it was my first book, so I had no idea how the publishing industry worked, and I had no idea that the way the publishing industry works is that everything you see on the inside of a book, all the words, the content, the structure, that's what the author wants to share with the world. That's the author's intent. Everything you see on the outside of a book, the cover, the title, the airbrushed author photos, the blurbs, all that kind of stuff, that's what the publisher wants to share with the world. And the publisher holds on to those rights for a reason, because the publisher knows that when you walk into a bookstore, that they have 3.2 seconds to get your attention. And if they don't get your attention in 3.2 seconds, you as the consumer will just keep on walking and you'll move on to the next book. So they will do whatever it takes in those 3.2 seconds to get your attention. I didn't know that. I thought publishers actually cared about what authors thought about that stuff. So when they call me in to have this conversation about what the title of the book should be, I thought they were actually really curious about my opinions. So they call me in, they're like, Wes, what do you think the title of your book should be? And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad y'all asked me, because there's like 6 titles that I really like. And they're like, all right, what are they? I was like, all right, what about Baltimore Suns? Or what about All the Difference? Or what about Out of Many? Or what about End of the Innocents? And I started rattling these titles off, and I looked at them, and I said, so y'all can go ahead and choose between any of those 6, because I'm good with any of them. And they looked at me and they said, that's very kind of you, but we think we have a better idea. And they said, what do you think about The Other Wes Moore? And I said, that might be the dumbest book title that I've ever heard in my life. True story. And they're like, what don't you like about it? I was like, there's a whole bunch of things I don't like about it, but let me go ahead and start with 3, okay? The first thing I told them I didn't like about it, and I was very serious, I told them I didn't like about it, I said, you know, I try to make it very clear that the story is about more than just these 2 kids. It's about much more than just one name or one street or one neighborhood or one race or one socioeconomic group, one generation. So by putting the name inside of the title of the book, are you not completely forgetting that entire fact? That's one. Second thing I told them I didn't like about it. What self-respected author do you know that puts their own name inside of a title of a book that they've written? Right? No one's ever heard of the other Stephen King or the other, Dean Patterson or whatever, right? And the third thing, I was like, listen, no one knows who one Wes Moore is. So why does anybody care who the other Wes Moore is? So when I said this to them, they looked at me and they smiled and they said, those are actually all really good points. And they said, the problem, though, is that you're missing the point. That you're absolutely right. It's not about you. And it's not about him. That the name is completely irrelevant. That you could throw any name inside of that book title. It really does not matter. Because the truth is, there are Wes Moores that exist in every one of our communities. And in every one of our schools. And in every one of our homes. People who are literally one decision away from going in one direction or a completely different direction. People who every day are straddling this line of greatness. And the problem is they don't even know it. The name is completely irrelevant. The most important thing about the title is the other. The fact that our society is full of others. People who might not look like us, who might not speak like us, who might live in the other part of town than us, who might come from different family backgrounds. People who frankly are not graduating from a prestigious university like UNCP today. And so much of who we are, and so much of who we're going to be remembered to be, is going to be defined by that question of, did you fight for them? Did you stand for them? That's our greatest legacy item. And the beautiful thing about this day that you have right now, it's a chance to not just celebrate your accomplishments, but it's a chance to set a trajectory about what is going to be that bigger, longer, greater impact that you will continue to make, because truthfully, you weren't accepted to UNCP because they thought that the highlight of your career would be that you become a graduate here. You were accepted here because when you get to the highlight of your career, they want to proudly say that you're a graduate of here. That's why you got a thick packet and not a small envelope. And I think about people like my friend Cara Alley, a woman who was raised by a single mother who lived in poverty. And when Cara was 14 years old, her mother got a phone call that she got a new job. And that phone call literally changed the entire direction of the entire family without even realizing it at the time. Cara later on went off and finished school. Then she became an entrepreneur, started a series of different businesses, and then started a business called American Mojo. It was a clothing company, it was an apparel company. American Mojo. The reason she called it American Mojo is because the mojo stands for mothers and jobs. And the reason she called it that is because the only people she hires in her company, from the top of the organization to the bottom of the organization, are single mothers, much of whom who live in poverty. That's all she will hire. And she does it as a tribute to her mother. I think about friends like Joe Menko, who's a principal in Baltimore of a school called Liberty Elementary School. And Joe came to Baltimore because of love, because he followed his girlfriend to Baltimore. 6 months later, she broke up with him. But he stayed because of love too, because he fell in love with the community. And he fell in love with our kids. In Baltimore City, he was in the education system. He was a teacher. Eventually, he became an assistant principal. And Baltimore City had a school that 24 months from that day that they gave him the offer, that was set to close. And they said, hey, Joe, I know we have this school that's set to close, but what do you think about being the principal of that school? And he didn't know what to say, like thank you or, something else. That was 5 years ago. Currently, Liberty Elementary is one of the top performing elementary schools in the entire city of Baltimore. In 5 years, he turned it from a school that was getting ready to close to a school now that has a waiting list for teachers, because everybody wants to teach under Principal Joe. He did it because he believes in high expectations for all people involved, but he also did it because at 7:15 every single morning without fail, Joe Menko is standing at those doors, and every single kid that walks into that classroom, he greets them with a hug, and he greets them with an I love you. Because he wants every kid to know that when they walk into that classroom, that they are walking into a place of high expectations and love. I think of my friends named Dale Beatty and John Galena, who are from Statesville, North Carolina. And John and Dale ended up finishing high school same time. They were good friends coming out of high school. They both decided to join the National Guard together. John was working as a cook, or as he says, a chef at the Cracker Barrel. And Dale was a GC working on houses, and they decided that they're like, we want to do something else. And so they ended up going from the National Guard, going on active duty, and then deploying together to Iraq. And one day on a mission, John was driving the Humvee, Dale was sitting in the passenger seat, and they had two gunners in the back. And an IED went off next to their vehicle that literally blew the vehicle 20 feet into the air. John, who was driving, was knocked out from the blast, but when John finally came to, he looked over to his right, and he saw his best friend dying next to him. When the medics came, they were able to get Dale out of the vehicle. They were able to get Dale out. And thankfully, they were able to save Dale's life, but they weren't able to save his legs. And when Dale came home, he went through a series of rehabs, and people saw the physical injuries that happened to Dale, and they were giving him treatment for those physical injuries. But what many people didn't realize was that John was the only one not physically injured in that blast, but he was suffering just as much as everybody else. John suffered from very serious PTSD and traumatic brain injury, and eventually John became suicidal. And the only person who noticed it was Dale. And one day Dale went to go see John, and he told John, he said, "You know how you always say if there's anything you can do to help me, to let you know?" And John was like, "Yeah, anything. It was my fault, anything." And Dale said, "Well, first of all, it wasn't your fault. And second of all, I need your help." He said, "I actually want to build homes for service-disabled veterans." And John kind of pauses for a second and says, "How are you going to build homes? You have no legs." And Dale says, "But you do." And they first started by building a ramp for a Vietnam veteran who they knew in Statesville, North Carolina, and that one little ramp turned into an organization called Purple Heart Homes, where now they literally go around the country together building homes for service-disabled veterans. As you all stand up and receive your degrees today, we all say congratulations on your accomplishments. We say congratulations on your GPA. As BK says, we say congratulations for those who didn't think they'd make it. But we also say there's still work to do. We also say congratulations on finishing this stage. But our world anxiously awaits the contribution that you're going to continue to make. That so much of this process is never going to be about a degree. It'll never be about your major. It'll be about who you chose to fight for. I stand here, and all of you sit there, because somebody believed in you before you were prepared to believe in yourself. Somebody saw something in you before you saw it in yourself. Someone was able to hold your dreams up long enough for your shoulders to become broad enough that you could actually hold them on your own now. None of us have done this process unless there were people who were pushing from behind and who were opening doors from the front. That obligation isn't just a gift. It now becomes a solemn obligation. Thank you for everything that you have done to bring us all here today. And thank you for everything you will continue to do to make us all proud. God bless you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. You've given us a lot to think about, and oftentimes I charge the class to go out and be a part of something larger than themselves, and that certainly is a theme that you presented to us today. And in some ways, I ought to just start the degree granting ceremony and skip the charge. I know you're going to like that. Yeah, okay. because it's hard to top that or even come close to it. But this is my last gig, so I'm not going to pass it up. It takes about 5 minutes, but it's a prerogative that I've always put into the program because I want a chance to just say something to you before you get your degree. It takes about 5 minutes, so please indulge me. You know, this is something that I really look forward to and take a lot of time and effort in trying to think about what to say. And I usually go back and look for quotes or special events in history to try to draw inspiration from others and create a message. I want this to be memorable, I want it to be brief and poignant. And that's kind of hard to do, so I often struggle to try to find the right thing to say. And I was having a hard time with you guys. But then I thought of something. The bridge. The bridge. What could be more appropriate for the class of 2015? Something about the bridge. You know, there's a funny thing about bridges. They're universal in the human experience. Throughout our lives, we build them, we burn them, and we cross them, sometimes literally and sometimes figuratively. The back and forth over that bridge is no accident for you. It's meant not only to represent your entry and exit from this university, but also to represent crossing bridges in the future. When you entered college, you brought with you a lot of excitement, a little uncertainty, hopefully some determination, and maybe a little self-doubt. But today, as you processed across the bridge, it was different. I could see it. This time, you were wearing regalia, flanked by your professors, and in a very different frame of mind. Today, you walked with pride, confidence, because you accomplished your goals even when you had some self-doubt. You probably experienced a little sadness, too, about leaving this place that you know so well. And it occurred to me that Sarah and I crossed this bridge with you today. And we want the bridge to be a touchstone for you as you go forward in your life. You're going to have a lot more bridges to cross in the future. You're going to have uncertainty. You're not going to know what's on the other side. In your personal and professional lives, you will come across more bridges. I want you to face those bridges with the same confidence in your abilities that you have as you came across the bridge today. I know that you can do that and that you're going to be ready for what comes next. So class of 2015, Sarah and I wish you the very best that life has to offer, and that you find safe passage across all your future bridges and find great accomplishments on the other side. Thank you, and good wishes to each one. I got through that. All right. Without further delay, we need to start the degree granting ceremony, the reason you guys are here. So I invite Provost Locklear to come forward and present the candidates for degrees.
Chancellor Carter, I call upon the deans of the College of Arts and Sciences and the schools of business and education to present to you the candidates for degrees who will be awarded diplomas upon completion of all requirements of their degree programs as prescribed by the faculty, the Board of Trustees of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, and the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina. Dr. Meredith Storms Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Carter, the College of Arts and Sciences is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and the Bachelor of Social Work.
Dr. John Parnell, Dean of the School of Business.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the School of Business and candidates for the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies degree to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Carter, the School of Business is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Accounting and the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. In addition, the BIS Council is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies.
Dr. Karen Stanley, Dean of the School of Education.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the School of Education to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Carter, the School of Education is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training, Bachelor of Science in Birth to Kindergarten Education, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sports Science, Bachelor of Science in Health and Physical Education, Bachelor of Science in Middle Grades, and Bachelor of Science in Special Education.
Chancellor Carter, all candidates for degrees are hereby presented.
Thank you, Provost Locklear. I now ask all faculty to stand and remain standing. They stand to support and confirm you graduates that you have met the rigorous requirements set forth by the university. I now ask all UNCP alumni present today in the faculty, on the platform, or in the audience to please stand and remain standing as witnesses to the conferral of these degrees and the acceptance of these students into the ranks of the loyal alumni. I know there are a lot of alumni out there. Please stand, be proud. Oh, come on, stand up, yeah. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and Trustees, and upon their completion of all requirements, I will confer upon these candidates the degree for which they have satisfied requirements with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Let's applaud these graduates. Please be seated. Mr. Jonathan Drehos, Associate Professor in the Department of English, Theater, and Foreign Languages and Director of the Theater Program, will announce the names of those candidates who are present here today. Mr. Drehos.
Since individual graduates are recognized by calling their names as they walk across the stage, we ask the entire audience to be respectful of the graduates and their families. We also ask that you remain seated and stay for the entire ceremony. Will the graduates for the baccalaureate degrees please step forward as their names are called? Please note that those students graduating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude wear the gold cord. Some graduates are wearing special symbols denoting their membership in academic honor societies. College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Ralph Reginald Allen III. Carla Michelle Amaro Roque. Shannon Lee Anderson. Christina Marie Barber. James Vernon Barrett, Jr. Ashley Henson Beasley. Edward Antonio Bell, Jr. Amber Wilson Beniquez. Colin Gray Benton. Elizabeth Ann Blackman. Heather Nicole Bowles. Stephanie Campbell Bracey. Tyler Shanae Bradshaw. Jennifer Marie Brassard. Chastity Nicole Brewer. Megan Tare Bullard. Lachelle Shanice Burt. Myra Campbell, magna cum laude. William Tyler Cannon. Rochelle Watson Carmichael. Scotty Chavis. Opal Hood Chasson. Charles Payne Clark. Jeremiah Waylon Clark. Dualetta Ruth Clark. Lisa Jacobs Collins. Jasmine Corbett. Madeline Renee K. Cosson. Zachary Edward DeMag. Mary Lynn Redunce, cum laude. Angela Lee Dew. Lauren Nicole Ellerby. Brianna Janae Ferguson. Kayla Lynn Ferguson. Dylan Ray Fisher, magna cum laude. Rory Atom Ford. Regina Fur French. Ashley Morgan File. Shantae Yvette Gauze. Bessie Maria Gilreath. Megan Gomez. Milton Devine Gore, Jr. William Joseph Graves, Jr. Corinne Sue Hall. Mildred Elaine Hanks. Lori Beth Harper. Corey Matthew Hartso. Cristobal Antonio Herrera. Emily Ray Hester. Elaine Lillian Hewitt. Amanda Jane Heiser. Johnian Dale Hunt. Horty Vanessa Ingram. Charles A. Jackson. Darshawn Ramel Jackson. Christina Kedlin Jean-Francois. Megan Nicole Johnson. Satoria Laverne Jones. Mallory Reagan Cook, magna cum laude. Jared Scott Lottie. Patrick Carroll Lawrence, cum laude. Tamika Nicole Lee. Teresa Hammond Lee. Elicia Nicole Lewis, cum laude. Sandra Gail Lewis. Monica Lynn Locklear. Sheila McCoy Mack. Douglas James McBride Jr., cum laude. Sierra Pristine McLeod. Donnie Jr. McDowell, cum laude. Brittany Natasha McGilberry. Ronald Edwin McQueen II. Durisa Rose McCrae. Vivian Wilson McCrae. Joshua Elbert Lee Metcalf. Jonathan Keith Miller. Rashida Saad Moreland. Christian Nelson Negron, cum laude. Ashley Starr Nickel. Ronnie Steve Norton Jr., cum laude. Heath Browning Nunn. Oladapo Olesesi. Tanner Yenzo Okeen. Abrafi Ose Tutu. Allison Meredith Pastrick. Pastirik. Sharon Parent Paz. Brianna Patrice Pearsall. Michael Lewis Panino. Kiana Takia Perry. Chandler McLean Presley. Robert Anthony Quintero. Bradley James Reeves. Jessica Reed Hill. Jarrett Michael Rice. Sarah Ann Rice. Caitlin G. Robertson, summa cum laude. Brenda Ann Roddick, cum laude. Amy Dolores Ruiz. Shante Monique Russell, cum laude. Anna Luisa Danielle Saavedra. Brandy Nicole Shearer, cum laude. Elisa Marie Scott, cum laude. Michael Thomas Scott. Ronald Dean Scott, Jr. Nikita Marie Schumpert. And her mother follows, Jennifer Lee Schumpert. Jamal Byron Solas, summa cum laude. Anita Hunt Spaulding, cum laude. Kenton Spencer. Eureka Yvette Steele. Amanda Elizabeth Strickland. Everett Lee Stroman III. Jackmelly Suriel. Shantae Danielle Swinson Rowe. Stacy Nicole Taylor. Colin Christopher Townsend. Crystal Lowry Tyner. Zachary Halsey U. Baldini. Heather Lynn Wade, summa cum laude. Esther G. Mainers, College, Honors College. Cameron Isaiah Wallace. Melanie Takara Walls. Shanita Denise Waters. Andrew Christopher Watts. Timothy Scott Wells. Beverly Smith Williams. Leah Shante Williams. Carly LaDonna Wilson. Brenda Faye Womack. Dominique Devereaux Wright. Sean Shun. Chelsea Camille Yates, magna cum laude. Jasmine Shanice Young. Bachelor of Music. Kirsten Marie Adams. Evan Jacob Barker. Kelsey Robin Buck. Tarek Deontre White, cum laude. Bachelor of Science. Alexis Yvette Alexander. Mason Ian Allen. Jamil R.C. Shirley Ijama Erawodo. Lester Levy Arnold Jr. Emily Caitlin Ashley. Selena Elizabeth Ashley. Joshua Stewart Baker, cum laude. Chelsea Lachey Barkley. Molly Joanne Battleson. Kayla Morgan Baxley. Miranda Kathleen Burchard. Brandon O'Neill Blackwell, magna cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Colin Keith Borgle. Justin Branch. Kristen Nicole Britt, cum laude. Aisha Monique Brody. Felicity Rose Brown. Taylor Alexandria Burris. Jonathan David Bim, cum laude. William Chen. Jessica Marie Collier. Justin Marcus Craig, cum laude. Sarah Abigail Kroom, magna cum laude. Marlon Carlos Cruz. Doriana Nina Curry. Janae Danielle Curtin. Anthony Gordon Davis, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Sierra LeRae Davis. Makai Janazy Davis. Christina Michelle Dawkins. Roderick DeAndre Dorsey Williams. Brianna Marie Dravs. Lindsay Catherine Eba. Magna cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Brittany Nicole Eborn. Taryn Armand Ellis. Chelsea Elise Elmore. Kenneth Tyrone Elmore Jr. Monica Espitia, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynor, Honors College. Raven Sierra Evans. Megan Ashley Fentros. Robin Melinda Fry. Kayla Diane Garner. Naya Shirmayana, Gavin, Samantha Lauren Gomez, Charisse Natisha Graham, Austin Mark Griffin, Patricia Olivia Hall, Shantoya Ave Hardy, Patrick Michael Harmon, Oscar Henderson III, Jordan Gage Hodges, Christopher Michael Horrell, Victoria Alexis Huggins, cum laude, Amber Chikora Hunt, Josetta Delette Hunt, Skylar Russell Ingalls, Bernard Wheeler Jacobs, Tarnu Mayango Jala, second, cum laude. Tyler Linson Janesic, Bachelor of Science in Mass Communication, Bachelor of Arts in History. Jasmine Sherelle Jenkins, Austin Allen Johnson, Kirby Lee Johnson, Jasmine Yvette Kemp, cum laude. Samantha Summer Langley, magna cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College. Lavianca Asante Deja Ledbetter, Fatima Jatu Lee, Leslie Ann Lewis, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. Wayne Lightfoot Jr., Betty Kayla Locklear, Cassandra Page Locklear, Elizabeth Lee Locklear, Paige Locklear, Maya Jade London, Adam Cole Martin, Kristen Lee Marinick, Dave Nambomba Mbula, Sarah McEwen, James Timothy McGee, Capricia Panay McCoy, Christina Marie McNamara, Holbrayonda Sule McNeil, Lauren M. Metzger, Mary Gail Miles, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. Dominique Sherelle Mitchell, Miguel Angel Morales, Melissa Ann Morrison, Terry Lynn Neal, Jessica Blake Norton, Ashley Ivelisse Oliviencia. Veronica Perfecta Oquendo. Sarah Elizabeth Owen. Sharika Diona Page. Morgan Caroline Pate, summa cum laude. Jonathan Charles Parker. Lisa Starr Parker. Julian Albert Phillips. Kristen Mackenzie Phillips. Heidi Lee Pinkerton. Matthew Tyler Powell. Marion Elise Quidley. Lisa Luft Rember. Seraphin Reynoso. William Deontay Robinson. Laura Elizabeth Ross. Jeffrey Lewis Scott II, cum laude. Micah Thayer Sewell, magna cum laude. Whitley Shannon. Aaliyah Renee Shears. Marcus Daniel Sherman, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College. Kiana Simon. Deborah Denise Sinclair. Christopher Michael Stanton. Nancy Vera Suarez. Deshawn Lachey Sutherland. Mary Lauren Tardif. Brittany Lee Taylor. Justin Tyree Thomas. Quincy Javier Tompkins. Cameron Dwayne Troutman. Tiffany Charisse Turner. Desiree Janice Marie Ware. Timothy Michael Welsh. Brittany Elaine Wilkins. T-Vel Gregory Williams. Catherine Dawn Wilson. Zachary Myron Windley, cum laude. Molly Abigail Woodard. Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Yarlin Almazon. Armando Jose Alvarez. Bobby Jean Andrews. Marquila Avila Galena. Melissa Jean Askew. Jenny Lee Belden. Ashley Rebecca Bell. Lindsay Nicole Bullock. Cassidy Faye Burr, cum laude. Mitchell Wayne Calder. Deanna Lindsay Coleman. Rachel Ann Collins. Lara Ashley Creech. Lauren Nicole DeBarge. Michael Vincent Demolita. Jonathan William Dent. Janet Thompson Dove. Yolanda Lachelle Fogg. Kayla Beth Fowler. Veronica Graham. Heather Renee Grooms. Amanda Lee Hatcher. Carrie Michelle Hughes, summa cum laude. Jaren Danielle Hunt. Joy Biciere Kanani. Casey Elizabeth Leggett. Casey Quinn Locklear. Catherine Jean Lott. Kristen D. Lowry. Courtney Danielle Mayers. Davina Ann Locklear McLemore. Shannon Tellis Merwin. Tiffany Marie Oxendine. Dennis Kipkamoy Rono. Caitlin Hope Shelley. Sarah Suzanne Smith, magna cum laude. Kayla Marie Watts. Heejin Yoon. Bachelor of Social Work. Michelle Gabrielle Barron. Lisa Renee Belk Williams. Tina Latanya Barian. Adina Quataza Beotha. Robin R. Caswell. Kendra Sierra Chavis. Kiera Nicole Cleveland. Raven Christina Nicole Coots. Tia Sherelle Demps. Barbara Michelle Graham. Tanya Lee Hayslip. Bianca Udaline Hall. Jose Ramon Hernandez. Shelby Nicole Holland. Jamar Tyrell Holmes. Teresa Gloria King, magna cum laude. Troy Ann Kirk. Tia Raven Lowry. Lauren Brooke Medlin, magna cum laude. Sydney Renee Newman. Madison Elizabeth Ricks. Johnny Christopher Rogers, summa cum laude. Brenna Michelle Smith, cum laude. Janae Christina Thomas. Corinne Lamora Troy, cum laude. School of Business, Bachelor of Science. Adam Edward Baker. Shelby Anne-Marie Bickle, cum laude. Blake Jackson Boyd. Michael Rashad Bridges. Candace Shanae Brown. Christy Lynn Carter, cum laude. Jean Bronson Dial. Joseph Andrew Edmond. Julianne Yvette Fisher, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Haywood, cum laude. Michelle Hernandez, magna cum laude. Frank Dewey James, Jr. Lashad Lee James. Charles Thomas Johnson IV. Sherry Nichols Kinlaw. Casey Rebecca Lawing. Matthew Ligon. Donna Jones Locklear. Grayson Thomas Locklear. Ian Matthew Locklear. Amanda Renee Maxon. Rebecca Rose Metro Tuttle. Samuel Philip Miles, magna cum laude. Ina Obasi. Justin David Pencook. Griffin Frank Pittman. Desiree Powell. Jamel Demetrius Quick. Sarah Yvonne Ramirez, magna cum laude. Jared Ray Smith. Jennifer Lynn Snyder. Mitchell Taylor Stone. Victoria Ann Trujillo. Kevin Vigaboo, sorry. Philip Corey Walker. Jennifer Nicole Webb. Rebecca Warwick Webb. Lauren Nicole Weeks. David Earl Wilson, magna cum laude. Ludavia Monique Wilson. School of Education, Bachelor of Science. Michelle Lenti Abram. Jacob Michael Archambault, cum laude. Katie Ann Austin. Cameron de Avery Barfield. Carmen Michelle Barringer. Dylan Thomas Bernia. Bernier. Lori Lee Garcia Bish, summa cum laude. Christopher Kadeem Blocker. Andrew Jordan Brayboy, cum laude. Michelle Renee Brown. Michaela Marie Brown, certified athletic trainer, cum laude. Robert Lewis Brown, cum laude. Shalisa Jocelyn Brown Holmes, cum laude. Heather Nicole Cannon. Denise Cash Pinkney, cum laude. Dina McClay Colder, cum laude. Brandy Renee Chavis, cum laude. Carly Nay Chavis. Marissa Linan Clark. Sarah Nicole Clark. Darren T. Cloninger II, cum laude. Samantha Lee Colborn. Adam Alexander Collins Blechet. Dion Montre Cooper. Candace Davis. Morgan Abendroth Davis. Malcolm Irvin Dawson. Catherine Lynn DeCarois. Madeline Denunzio. Brittany Leanne Eberman. Joshua Lloyd English. Emily Grace Enzor. Jordan Michael Ford. Desiree Rochelle Glenn. Megan Sierra Coolsby. Kiara Shante Haney. Tangi Harris. Brianna Storm Hartley. Carrie Unicky Hatley. William Franklin Hawkins. Summer Erica Heath. Megan Danielle Hillard. Camille Maxine Horn. Kyle Terrence Howard. Jamie Ryan Hunt II. Kyle Allen Hussey. Sarah Carmen Jacob. Benjamin Milas Jacobs, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College. Tisha Chavis Jacobs. James Anthony Jones. Maria Angelica Jones. Gregory Mark Jorgensen. Tiffany Amberlyn Kennedy. Mercedes Sequoia Carney, magna cum laude. Sarah Gray Leviner, magna cum laude. Hannah Rachel Lineberger. Branson D. Locklear. Marshonda Lakeisha Locklear. Anthony Ray Lowry. Alice Michelle Miller. Sarah Elizabeth Moore. Angelica Lindy Oliveira. Daniel Benjamin Ownby. Randy Gay Oxendine. Tyler Kathleen Oxendine. Stephanie Parnell, magna cum laude. Joey Lynn Pierce, cum laude. Stephen Lance Price. Taryn Blake Ransom. Cedric Michael Rogers. Jasmine LaShaw Russell. Kimberly Diane Scales, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College. Jacob Tyler Smith. Kelly Lauren Spainhour. Cody Edward Suggs, cum laude. Stephen Nicholas Tamburo. Shanae Joyvon Treadwell. Brandon Marquis Verbal. Derek Maurice Wall. Kenneth Howard Ward. Kathy Delaney Watson. Elizabeth Dawn White, magna cum laude. Christopher Lee Williams. Catherine Lee Wilson. Terry Lynn Woods, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies. Shannon Catherine Gamble. Valerie Knight. Paul G. Lundstrom. Wendy Gale Seymour, cum laude. Dennis Lamont Walker. Verna Mae West Feedy. Chancellor Carter, all candidates for degrees have now been presented.
Congratulations, graduates. You can do it. You may not have noticed, but in the last 35 to 40 minutes, you transitioned, you crossed over. You're now alumni. And with that comes some responsibilities. And the president of the Alumni Association, Mr. Rudy Locklear, has a message for you. Rudy?
Thank you, Dr. Carter. Before I begin, if everyone would please just join me in giving a round of applause to Dr. Carter for his tenure here and his leadership to the university. I tell you what, it turned out to be a beautiful day, and it makes it even more beautiful because I'm looking out at all of, I think we had about 500 new UNCP donors. I am so excited. That is just wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Carter, the Board of Trustees and members, faculty, family, staff, friends, and family, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2015. On behalf of the UNCP Alumni Association Board of Directors, congratulations on your graduation. It's my honor to stand before you today to share this special graduation ceremony with you, our future leaders of tomorrow. As you close this period of your life and begin your new journey, I'm sure there are a lot of mixed feelings being felt today. For some, a sense of relief, others, a sense of sadness, apprehension, or excitement for the future. It may seem like the end, but it's just the beginning. I know it is not without trial you have made it this far, and that especially rings true for students in my criminal justice classes. Your journey as a brave has just begun. The world awaits, and in it, endless opportunities for success. Here, during your studies at UNCP, you have gained knowledge both academically and socially. It is my hopes that you have ascertained and surpassed all the goals you are set to accomplish, and even those beyond what you originally fathomed. As we depart here today, you leave as alums of this honored university. Despite the separate paths life may lead us, our common bond is this place of origin. Here we are all braves. So I have a challenge for you. I challenge you to ensure, wherever you are, our Alumni Relations Office has your up-to-date contact information. up-to-date contact information, not the expired Yahoo email address that you had 5 or 6 years ago, or the phone number you had cut off. So that's what we can get in touch with you. Give back. In whatever way you're able, make a contribution every year, UNCP. It's greatly appreciated. Most importantly, stand as a proud ambassador of UNCP wherever your travels may take you. It is with great pleasure that I welcome each of you to our Alumni Association. You made it. You earned it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rudy. Before we leave today and begin the processional or recessional, there's some very, very important people that we need to recognize. Would you please stand and let us show our appreciation to you? First of all, the parents or guardians of our graduates. Would you please stand? The spouses and children of our graduates, would you please stand? The grandparents or other family members of our graduates, please stand. Special friends and guests of the graduates. Graduates, show your appreciation. Turn around and give them an applause. Thank you all. You can have a seat. Didn't want you to sit too long and get stiff. I'd like to thank all of the offices and individuals who worked so hard to bring about this ceremony, and I'll tell you, we didn't know whether we were going to be inside or outside, and I'm so glad we were inside. Wherever we are. That's why I'm retiring. I remind you there are receptions following this ceremony behind me here on Faculty Row. You're going to find separate receptions for Arts and Sciences, School of Education, and the School of Business. Please go there. It's a great venue for pictures, meeting friends and family, and just hanging out just a little bit longer. We're now going to have the Pembroke singers come forward and do one last thing. No, you're not going to do this.
I am not on the program at this time, but Chancellor Carter has announced his retirement, and I would like to take a moment to thank him on behalf of the UNC Board of Governors, the UNC Pembroke Board of Trustees, and you that are here today, to thank him officially for his 5 years of outstanding service to the UNC Pembroke community. I think we owe him a standing ovation. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you have to sit down again. This is a bittersweet moment, but it's one that I will remember for a long time. Commencement is my favorite time of year, and I see these smiling faces out here that I'll carry with me. So, Dr. Kim, please do the alma mater. Thank you, Dr. Kim and Pembroke Singers. Once again, graduates, congratulations. I ask everyone to please remain seated during the recessional as we honor our graduates one last time. Please make sure you go to those receptions. Thank you all for being here.